Cheers. Charity's stressing about getting a dry mouth in court.
What, she said she got to stand there and face that guy?
Yep. Well, she could have done it on video, but she wanted it this way. I think she's regretting it now.
Respect.
Noah, don't try and duck out on me, mister. You've got time to buy sweets.
I can't stop. I've got to pick something up from town for Joe.
Joe isn't the reason you're allowed off school. Look, next bus doesn't leave for about 10 minutes, so you can pop in on your mum and say you're thinking about her. I know this whole trial is grim and you don't want to go anywhere near it, but guess what? Neither does she.
She doesn't even want me around. I just stress her out more.
No, that's what you're telling yourself. When has she ever said that? You're her son, Noah. She needs you.
Where's your mum?
Can't.
She okay?
I don't know. I wanted to wish her good luck, but I didn't want to get in her way. By the time I got back, she was already gone.
I came straight from the cop shop. Got arrested yesterday.
You never.
Yeah, we did. For sorting bail.
Did you hit him?
I may have gone for him with a plank of wood.
No way.
Yeah, I missed, but he still fell over though. Oh, Mum's gone ballistic. Oh, yeah, give me a right earful when I get back home.
So you're not going to court then?
Reckon I caused enough trouble yesterday. Probably stay out of Charlie's way. Haven't I shouted yet either.
Yeah, you stink.
Well, what about you? I mean, I can give you a lesson to town. You wouldn't be that late.
Nah. She's got Vanessa and that. And I'm a kid anyway. Probably won't let me in on my own.
The defendant alleges you were in a consenting relationship.
He would.
Did you confide in anyone back then that this wasn't the case?
Yes, the police. When I reported it, that they wouldn't believe me.
Apart from the complaint that we can find no record of, did you tell anyone close to you? Any of the girls you used to work alongside?
No.
You told no one close to you about this traumatic experience?
No, because surprisingly enough, I wanted to forget it. Used as his whore by a man I trusted, passed around his mates.
Who you were unable to identify?
Yes. And I'm really sorry I didn't write the names down in my address book, but I used to lie there with my eyes shut closed, dreaming of the sky and fields. When that's happening to you, your head's the only place you can go.
But surely what you are describing is the life you had chosen before the defendant gave you a ladder out.
So I sold myself for money so I can't be raped?
No. But you can be confused, ashamed, seeking to reimagine your past.
Why? Because that's more likely than a bent copper using his position to exploit a desperate little girl. Well, I'm not that girl anymore. And it's taken me 28 years to get the courage to stand here and say this. So if you can't see him for the man he is, well, you can stuff your justice.
No more questions, Your Honor.
Prosecution wrapped up.
Thought they'd never stop.
It's the DNA, it always takes ages. Explaining all the science bit to the jury.
Where's Charity?
I tried to fire on the way back from the gents, but they wouldn't let us in.
She'll be with her witness support worker.
Oh, she's here.
Mum.
Hey, your mum's gonna kill me.
Oh, I still wish I'd hit him.
Don't say that.
Here we go. Defence is up.
I do solemnly, sincerely and truly declare and affirm that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
We've heard Miss Dingle's account of how the two of you met. Would you agree with that?
Yes. I'd just started in Vice, and I made it my job to get to know all the girls on my patch. Some officers weren't bothered, they called them Toms. But Charity had a real spark. And I just felt, more than with any of the others, that she shouldn't have been there. So I came up with this idea of renting her a flat.
And did you discuss this with your previous wife?
Well, she already said that I was too soft. Buying the odd bag of chips for the girls, she said it was a drop in the ocean, that I could make a difference. But with Charity, I thought, if I could rescue one.
When did you first have sexual relations?
Not on the first night. It was totally platonic for weeks.
Liar.
But I had to come and see her every day to make sure that she wasn't drifting back to the street. And she had no income now. So it was a constant battle. And then we both developed feelings. I resisted, of course. I spent days skirting around it. And I tried to visit her less often. But one night, and I just missed out on a big arrest at work. I was feeling sorry for myself, and I dropped my guard. It became physical.
You knew it was unlawful sexual intercourse with a minor, that if she'd reported you within a year, you could have been charged with rape.
I knew she was under 16, yes, and I knew that made it wrong. And the worst vice officer cliche, but you know, I was green back then, and I took the risk. I call it a hero complex or what you will, but I tried to help her.
You understand the importance of making a statement?
Yes.
You have plenty of experience as a police officer with making statements.
Yes.
And you knew in your interview that your account would be investigated by the police.
Yes.
In your interview, did you say you had sex with Miss Dingle?
No.
How about renting her a flat?
No.
So your answers then were lies?
Correct.
So you lied to the police to conceal facts you knew to be true?
Yes, but...
You're a liar, by your own admission. How could we possibly believe that you're not lying now?
I'm not.
About bringing men to your flat and inviting them to abuse Miss Dingle?
I cared for Charity. I would never have done that.
Why does a married 25-year-old police officer have a relationship with a 14-year-old girl?
Yes. Charity was 14, but she left home. She had a baby. She was soliciting on the streets by choice. And I grew to care for her deeply. But she wouldn't engage with anyone, and that is the thing. I called social services every time we'd have her arrested. Did no good. You had to invest proper time if you wanted to get through to her.
So you're a copper with a conscience?
I wanted to help her.
By an adult having sex with a child? No more questions.
She slayed him.
He's a total slave. Who's the liar now?
I call Chloe Bales.
What's she gonna say? This was 20 years before she knew him.
How long have you been married to Mr. Bales?
3 years.
And you have, 2 small children and another on the way, I see. Do you work as well?
Only on a voluntary basis, at playgroup.
When did you first meet Miss Dingle?
I saw her at the launch of my husband's task force. Then she confronted me in hospital after my maternity appointment.
What did she say?
She was shouting about how he treated her. Then she told him they'd had a baby.
And was this the first you knew about it?
Yes. Mark had already explained who she was when we came home from the task force launch. That she was rewriting history to take revenge on him for sending her to prison.
He told you they'd had a sexual relationship?
Yes. I was shocked. But he was in an unhappy marriage at the time, and he knew it had been a terrible mistake.
After that, did you see her again?
Yes. I was putting the boys to bed when I saw her outside in her car, watching the house. It happened 7 times because I started writing a log for the police.
Ah, so you informed them then?
Oh, yes. And they gave her a warning, but it carried on. I'd look out the window, and she was there.
Not true, she's lying.
Did you speak to her?
I was scared to. Scared of what she might do to the children. But Mark did. I phoned him at work to come home, and he went over and ordered her to go. She got really angry.
Could you hear the conversation?
I was watching in case I needed to call the police again. She said that she was going to destroy him. Take his job, his family, his house, his kids, and he could do nothing about it. Because she'd found something, a secret weapon that would turn his name into mud.
So what did you do?
I discussed it with Mark, and he said the only thing she would listen to was money. So I suggested taking the savings we've been putting aside for the boys to pay her to leave us alone.
So you knew about the money. It was your idea, in fact.
Yes. She was an ex-criminal who hated my husband. I had to protect my family.
How'd it go then? As horrific as we expected, but she did great.
How come no one was at court? He just texted me from Joe's.
Yeah, I know. Both him and Ryan were there. Oh, my boys really came through for me. Anyway, I said my piece, Bale said his, and Chloe appeared as star witness.
What, his wife?
Yeah. Bought his lies, obviously, poor cow. So it's up to the jury how they take it.
So you didn't get, like a sense, then?
Well, past them thinking I'm some piece of trash who gave birth at 13, no, not really.
Well, I thought they weren't allowed to bring that up.
They didn't.
Oh.
Anyway, I don't have to sit here explaining everything for hours on end. Just scram the lot of you. I'm going to go upstairs, have a bath, and watch some TV.
Mum, you do know that I would have been there, right?
Yeah, of course.